So very good morning to all of you. I welcome you again on my channel. As in previous videos we have discussed about future of IoT, history of IoT, differences between ML, IoT, IIoT. So theory part is almost over. So now onwards we will discuss the practical part. So now onwards you learn very carefully how to implement IoT, that it is the most important part. Theory part is important, that you should have knowledge, but the practical part is the most important thing that you will learn. So now onwards learn things carefully. So now onwards in this video we are going to talk about the IoT platform. The first thing we need to know to implement IoT, that what are the platforms that are helping to implement IoT. You will know that where platform is used and how platform is used, but first of all you need to know about the different IoT platforms, that what are the platforms. You can see on the screen the different IoT platforms are as the IoT, Azure IoT, Google Cloud Platform, ThinkSpeak, Nexmo, and Ka, My Devices, and there are many more other IoT platforms. I will tell you now 20 IoT platforms on which we will make our accounts. So first of all, every IoT platform has its own specifications on that how much there are. We will use the free versions. We are learning IoT, so filal we will use free version. Okay, so for that we need to make the accounts of our accounts on every IoT platform. So now you will see the 20 different IoT platforms on which we will make our account. Okay, so guys, you can see the different IoT platforms. So these are the number of platforms you can use. That first is Microsoft Azure IoT, Amazon Web Services. These are the best to use for your projects because these are the most secure and mostly used IoT platforms. Others are also Google Cloud Platform, ThingsWorks, Cisco IoT Cloud Connect, HP's Universal of Things, SAP Cloud Platform, Oracle Internet of Things, ThinkSpeak, Bosch IoT, IBM Watson Internet of Things, Tambo, Ubiquitots, My Devices, The Things.io, Zivli, Ka, Arctic Cloud, Bolt, Nexmo. So these are the 20 different IoT platforms on which we will make our account and use in our projects. So mostly we will be using the ThinkSpeak, Tambo, Ubidots, Bolt, Nexmo, or the Google Cloud Platform. So these are the platform we will use to implement IoT because these are the platforms which are easy to use. Their API is good and user friendly. We can easily use them to make our projects. So these were the platforms we will use. So now the question arises, what an IoT platform provides? That why are we using IoT platform? What services IoT platform provide? So the services are data integration, data transformation, dashboard creation, rule management, device management, security services, platform integration. So these are the services that IoT platform provide. So that everything that we will transfer through internet from one device to another device, the thing will be handled will with the help of IoT platform. It act as a mediocre. You can see in the diagram that where IoT platform is used. As you can see in the diagram, IoT device cloud. So this is the IoT platform that it act as a mediocre between devices and the apps and the third party services, that can be your laptop, your mobile phone, anything. So it act as a mediocre. You can see in the diagram also, IoT device cloud, it is a IoT platform that acting as a mediocre between a fleet devices and apps, third party apps. So these were the services, and the diagram you can see in this whole concept is clear. So now the thing comes on hardware. Now, as you learned about the IoT platforms and IoT, that what services IoT platforms need. Now we will discuss IoT devices, that how to implement IoT. We will need a device, that is a microcontroller or microprocessor, to implement, to connect the system. So now in this IoT hardware, we will be discussing almost the four boards, that is Raspberry Pi, Arduino board, Node MCU, and Launchpad. CC3200 XL Launchpad. We will almost learn these four things to implement IoT. From these four boards, if you learn these four boards, you will learn every type of board to use, and it is very easy to use this board. That's why we are preferring. When you will start learn this board, we will implement IoT using the advanced board, that like Intel Edison board, Beagle board, and there are infinite number of boards that you can use. Even you can design your own board. You can even use the microprocessors to design your own system for IoT for the security purposes. As we know, the major issue in IoT is security. That security is very less in IoT if we use other boards, because there are many loopholes. So if you design your own system, there will be less security issues. But for now, until we learn IoT till advanced level, we will use these boards, and we will learn how to use this board, how to connect, how to interfacing. So we will learn all these things. IoT hardware includes a wide range of devices, such as devices for routing, bridges, sensors, etc. These IoT devices manage key tasks and functions such as system activation, security, action, specifications, communication, and detection of sport specific goals and action. So as you can see, hardware is the basic devices, IoT sensors, building blocks, wearable electronic devices. These are the hardware, and hardware include everything that comes to connection, that a physical device, that you can see routing, bridges, sensor, etc. So these devices provide the communication and detection of your system, that it is the main part of your system, that you can say. The hardware utilized in IoT systems includes devices for a remote dashboard, device for control, servers, a routing or bridge device, and sensor. These devices manage key tasks and functions such as system activation, action specification, security, communication, and detection to support specific goals and actions. So you can see. So now let's discuss working and components of IoT in detail. So you can see the first board on the screen, you can see is Arduino Uno. This is the most commonly board used. I will in next lecture we will know about Arduino Uno in deep, that what is this board and what are the components and what is it and how to use. We will learn in the next. So in this, IoT hardware components can vary from low power boards, single board processor like Arduino Uno, which are basically small boards that are plugged into main boards to improve and increase its functionality by bringing out specific functions or features like GPS, light, heat sensor, or interactive displays. A programmer specifies a board input and output, then creates a circuit design to illustrate the interaction of these inputs and outputs. So another well-known IoT platform is Raspberry Pi. This is a small computer. Like, you can do anything on this board. This is a just a small computer. So which is a very adorable and tiny computer that can incorporate an entire web server, often called Raspberry. It has enough processing power and memory to run Windows 10 on it, as well as IoT Core. Raspberry exists great processing capabilities, especially when using the Python programming language. So you will learn that we can, for implementing IoT project, we must know the programming languages. So the people who are comfortable with C or C++, they use the boards which use the C++ language to upload. So the people who are comfortable with Python, they will use Raspberry Pi board. So because Raspberry Pi board provide the Python IDE to upload the code. So another boards you can talk about MSP432, CC3200 XL Launchpad, and further Beagle boards are there. You can read the specification and about the board, at what is it. We will discuss about every board in next videos. We will learn all these boards in detail, that how to use these boards, what are these boards, which company design these boards, and the most important part, IoT sensors. The most important hardware in the IoT might be sensors. These devices consist of energy modules, power management modules, RF modules, and sensing modules. RF modules manage communications through their signals processing, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Bluetooth, radio transmitter, duplexer, and BAW. These are the most commonly used standards to transfer data from one device to another. As you can see, different devices and different sensors: accelerometer sensor, temperature sensor, magnetometer, proximity sensor, gyroscope, images sensor, electric sensor, light sensor, pressure sensor, gas RFID sensor, humidity sensor, microflow sensor. So these are the different 12 sensors, and there are n number of sensors you can use. Every physical or chemical thing have its own sensor you can use. You can design any system to automate them. Standard devices are also important in IoT, like the desktop, tablet, and cell phone remains internal part of IoT as a command center and remotes. As we know, when we have to operate the IoT system, we need standard devices like desktop and tablet or a cell phone. The desktop provides the user with the highest level of control over the system and its setting. The tablet provides access to the key features of the system in a way resembling the desktop and also act as a remote. The cell phone allows some essential settings modification and also provides remote functionality. Other key connected devices include standard network devices like routers and switches. So now it's a time to learn that what you should know to learn IoT, that what skills you require to learn IoT. If there are 7 skills, if you know about, you have knowledge about those 7 skills, you will learn IoT at its best. So it's very important to learn about 7 skills also, you will see now on the screen. So these are the IoT prerequisites: hardware development, IP networking, mobile development, design for data, information security, big data, programming language. So you must know these 7 skills to learn about IoT. Hardware development means that how to interface the devices with each other, like we are connecting a temperature sensor with Arduino, so we must know about the temperature sensor and Arduino and how to interface them. IP networking means, where, as you know, IoT deals with internet, so we must know how to provide IP addresses and how to connect one device to another. Mobile development deals with that when we have to assess the system, IoT system, so how to assess it. Mobile development deals with that. Design for data is that the data we are receiving from a system to a device, how to manage that data. Information security deals with that how to secure your system, that how much security you can provide so that inducer or a hacker cannot use your system or hack your system. So big data deals with the data received on your system, that how to manage that data, how to process that data, how to store that data. And programming language, the most important thing in IoT, you must know about different programming languages. Mostly the C and C++ programming language is used in IoT, but you can use the Java and Python also. We will be using C and C++, and in some projects we will use the Python when will we be using Raspberry Pi board. So these 7 things you need to know for learning IoT. IoT is nothing but the combination of these 7 different branches. So if you will learn all these things, you will learn about IoT. So IoT prerequisites deal with IoT software. The software and the programming languages on which IoT works uses very common programming languages and programmer use already know. So which language should be chosen? Firstly, because embedded systems have less storage and processing power, you must know embedded systems have less storage and processing power. Their language needs are different. The most commonly used operating systems for such embedded systems are Linux or Unix, OS like Ubuntu, Core or Android. IoT software encompasses a wide range of software and programming languages, from general purpose languages like C++ and Java to embedded specific choices like Google's Go language or Parasite. So you must know about that, what is C, C++, Java, embedded specific choices. You must know also Google's Go language or Parasite. So C++ and Java is mostly used and it is user friendly. We can learn easily with this language. We will go on the user specific language like Google Go language or Parasite in detail later. So IoT languages, there are, as I told you before, C, C++, Java and Python. These are the languages that are mostly used. The C programming language has its roots in embedded system. It even got its start to programming telephone switches. it's pretty ubiquitous that it can be used almost everywhere, and many programmers already know it. C++ is the object oriented version of C, which is a language popular for both the Linux OS and Arduino embedded IoT software systems. These languages were basically written for the hardware systems, which makes them so easy to use. And Java. While C and C++ hardware specific, the code in Java is more portable. It is more like a written once and read anywhere language where you install your libraries. Invest time in writing codes once and you are good to go. So Java is portable language, that survives. In some cases we prefer Java. So Python, there are been a recent surge in the number of Python users and has now become one of the go language in the web development. As Python is a very easy to learn language, anyone can learn Python in a very short time. That's why we have seen a huge increase in Python users. So Python is now at the time is used in web development also very much. It uses slowly spreading to the embedded control and IoT world, especially the Raspberry Pi processor. Python is an interpreted language which is used to read, quick to learn and quick to write. Also it's powerhouse for serving data heavy applications. So we will be using Python on Raspberry Pi board. So thank you, like, share and subscribe. So this was all about the IoT hardware platforms and prerequisites of IoT. So learn all this very carefully because this is the basics and these are the main important things. So from now onwards we will start making account on 20 different platforms, and we will learn that what are the specifications of these platforms and where to use these platforms. So now 20 videos will be of different, how to log in, how to make your account, and what are the specifications of those IoT platforms we will learn. So when we will be done with our platforms, we will move forward and learn about the hardware. We will start learning the Arduino board first of all for the basics, as everyone learn Arduino board for the first. So we will start with Arduino board and simultaneously we will start with the other boards also. So thank you. See you next video. Like, share and subscribe.